and we got people crossing, and it should stop for these people. So it's only asked us twice. Okay, as soon as, and look, we get a red one this time. So I'm not sure if the car will regulate itself to the speed of the speed camera. It's restricted it to 33 miles an hour there. If you're enjoying the Tesla driver content, please consider becoming a member. You can become an autopiloter or a full self-driver, and it helps support this channel or help me create more content on Teslas, autopilot, full self-drive, and anything autonomy based. I mean, I was on the Tesla Motor Club forum, whatever it is, the UK forum last night, just having a browse, and everyone on there is saying how bad this update is and how disappointed they are. The holiday updates used to be the big ones. They used to give you loads of cool stuff, new UI updates, new little gadgets, new things. We really haven't got many of them, and I have just noticed that I'm missing so many other little things that I wish were here, and the things that I have got sadly just aren't cutting it. So the first new thing I'm going to show you here that I wasn't able to show you in the other video is just this icon down here. This is a speed camera, and the maps and the navigation now, as long as you have it on online routing or online mapping, will now show you where the speed cameras are. It's also meant to show you where red light cameras are, stop signs and stuff like that. It's slowing down here, I think, because of this van. Yeah, it is definitely because of this van. But you can see here that we've got ourselves a speed camera, and it is showing us it en route. So we're going to go to that and see what it does when we get near it. I also need to get into this right-hand lane, but there is a car here which is in our blind spot. He's letting us through, so that's very nice of him. Just give him a thank you. So there you go, the blind spot camera there working perfectly. Or blind spot warning, sorry, is working perfectly. Now, I actually set this navigational route as well from my phone, which again is a new thing that you can do. You used to be able to do it from, I think it was just Google Maps. You could just like send it automatically through, but now you can send it through using the Tesla app itself. So we're going straight on here, so we'll just continue forward in this line. It was trying to tuck us in behind the car over there on our right to the superstore, but we're going to be going to another shop to show you more about the parking stuff, because that's one of the main things this is missing that I didn't realize. So I showed you the reversing lines that it's now added, which is fine and it's useful. I did say I would love a bird's eye view, and there's lots of debate on whether the car could do a bird's eye view. And we'll put it back onto autopilot, I think, once we get past these lights, because it might be a little bit funny with the lights here. Actually, I'm not going to put it on this street at all, because I know that it's going to stop behind these cars on the left, so we're just going to keep it running. The biggest complaint was by far the autopilot nag and autopilot jail, which is brutal. Like, so I've still got my hand on the wheel, doing weights, holding it down. It's still asking me to hold it down, but it will definitely tell me that I'm not holding it hard enough in a matter of seconds. And some people just are saying that they have to almost pull it so much, they have to put so much torque on the wheel that it feels like they're going to pull it out of autopilot. So you can see here in the top warning, it's warning us that there is a speed camera ahead, which is really good. So now you don't have to open Waze, you don't have to open maps on your phone, you don't have to have something else open. This will do it for you, and will show you where the speed cameras are. Interesting enough, I didn't get the nag. Maybe I am holding hard enough. I'm not just resting my hand on it, I'm actually pulling the wheel very slightly down, which just doesn't feel right, because it feels like it could disengage if I did it too hard, but we'll see. So I'm not sure if the car will regulate itself to the speed of the speed camera. It's restricted it to 33 miles an hour there, so maybe it is, because 33 miles an hour through a 30 speed camera should be fine. You can see the speed camera coming up ahead. It's that big yellow box on the left-hand side of the road, which is exactly where it is on the maps here. Oh my God, look at the traffic coming back this way. So it doesn't show, okay, it doesn't show the speed camera in the visualization at all. I was hoping, since it's got that map data, it would. And you can see as soon as we've gone past it, it just deletes it from the map. It's not there unless you're doing that route. Which again, I'm not quite sure why they've done that. I would rather it just stay there. I mean, it's literally pulling the data from probably Google Maps, which shows where the speed cameras are. It'd be nice if it just showed it there all the time. There's no need really to take it back. So we're gonna head on here into Tesco car park, and we're just gonna have a look at the parking, the visualization with parking. And we're going to see if we let it auto park, will we get any different visualization, or is it literally just those reversing lines that we get? Let's just take one of these spaces then. So this is the visualization that I was meaning. Okay, it did want to do it, but then it stopped. Bring vehicle to a complete stop, and then we'll start the auto park there. So we only get this box, basically. We're not getting a full 3D visualization of the world around it. Whereas cars that don't have the ultrasonic sensors, so I think those are cars that are made after 2021 that are only using Tesla Vision, they now see a full 3D visualization render, which I'll put on screen once this has completed its park. And is it going to stop perfect? Right, it's really tight, but that's it. It's done its job perfectly. There's no bells and whistles here. As you can see, it's literally shown the spot that it's going into, and the ultrasonic sensors are doing their job perfectly. I would have really liked to have seen the 3D visualization. As you can see now, it does look a lot cooler. This car has hardware 3. It has new cameras as of last year. So it has everything that should be able to do that. And I'm not quite sure why it doesn't do it. I'm not sure why they kind of hid it from certain cars that don't have, or sorry, that do have ultrasonic sensors, because we have everything those cars have and more. A little bit of a strange one. While we're parked, I'll also show you that we did not get any new games. So we're missing a vampire game and some other Doom game or something. Again, I'll put it on screen now. We're missing those. No idea why. Again, it's got the same computer, it's got the same processing power, it should be able to do all of those things. There has been a small update on this game, Beach Buggy Racing 2, which when you play it now, let's just jump into it, it will change the color of the car that you're racing to the color of the car that you're driving. So, if you asked for that, here we go. It's your time to shine. Let's have a quick look. It's got a nice relaxing theme tune. Be nice if this just played when you got in the car. I'm also missing some other things like open and lock door sounds. So there you go, that is exactly my black Tesla. It's actually got some different wheels to my one. But yeah, there it is. And I think they added in the model, the Cybertruck. So the Cybertruck's been added in there as well. That wasn't in there before. And, oh, look at this. Unplugged performance, dark helmet. S Plaid, Model Y performance, the X, the S, the Y, the 3, and the 3 performance. So all the new cars are in there. And what is this? Oh, Model X Plaid. Okay, earn at least 1 star. So we could unlock that just by doing 1 star on Octane City. So then maybe there's a new map called Octane City. No new characters. But otherwise, that's all that I got in the arcade update. So let's have a look at Toy Box then. So we are going to have to mute the next little bit because it's going to play Jingle All the Way and I will get a copyright strike. Okay, so that's the music ended there. So again, this hasn't brought any new updates. Last year they added elves, so if you drive past some humans, they will now turn into elves. All the other cars are reindeers, and let's just go through the car park so that we can get some elves showing up. So you can see all the cars are reindeers parked around, and there we go, we've got some elves. There's another elf walking forwards in front of the car, another elf over there. I did also go past my dog this morning, and my dog this morning was shown as a reindeer, so that's quite nice. And of course we've got the bells ringing as you turn around a corner. So there you go, an elf. But again, nothing else was added, sadly, and I think that's quite a small thing that they could add. I love the way they walk though, they walk so funny. That guy's doing a moonwalk all the way across. But I did show this to my daughter this morning when I dropped her off at school. and she found it very, very funny. So, you know, I guess that's probably a win for them there. And you can just ping it off like that. It'll do a little lag, and then, oh, your indicators aren't working, are they? Nope. Okay. All right, let's get back into the traffic. So we're going to drive back now into town. We'll go, let's say we're going to Worcester, because the card now shows you alternate routes.
Now enter the roundabout and
so that's pretty cool. So you can see here it's given us 2 alternate routes. One's 1 hour, one's 1 hour, 1 minute. Now it selects one of them for us, and what we also can do, interestingly enough, it's actually not showing, see, look at that, my hand is on the wheel and it's still asking me. It's not showing me the speed camera. I had this yesterday, it wouldn't show me any speed cameras yesterday, so I was surprised this morning when I was coming out to test it that it was showing the speed camera. Now I've done it again, it's not showing the speed camera. It's a really weird update. It's very hit and miss on a lot of things. So while you're driving, you can tap this, and then this will also give you alternate routes. There you go. So it's now giving us this alternate route that you could just swap. And interesting enough, it's shown us 2 more speed cameras all the way over there. I was just looking here and it does say Vampire Survivors Chilling Update. So I should have got some sort of available varies by model and location. I don't know why we wouldn't have got it here. So let me just jump straight back into the toy box or the arcade. Vampire. No, it's definitely not there. It's definitely not there. Okay, so we've got 0.6 of a mile until our destination. I've put autopilot on. Let's see how naggy it really is. I've got my hand on the wheel. Wow, did you see how far off the green light was there? And now it's asked for it again. That's not very good. Yeah, let's see how many times it asks us to put our hand on the wheel, even though my hand is clearly here resting on the wheel. And I think this is the biggest issue in this update by far. And the idea of banning someone or putting someone in suspension for it is just ludicrous, in my opinion. It's absolutely ludicrous when it's clearly the car's fault. This is not a capacitive wheel. There's this wheel you literally need to force against the direction the car is driving. So if it's going left and you help it go left, it's not going to think you're touching the wheel. There we go. We've already had one. My hand has not left the wheel. Okay, I'm going to push, pulling down. Yeah, so it needs a tiny amount of force. It'd be interesting to actually see how much force exactly that is. But again, I hope you can see my hand. Yeah, you can see my thumb there. You can see my thumb. So my whole hand is wrapped around the wheel. My elbow is on the armrest, like it always is. So that's one we've had so far. And before, when I did this, it wouldn't nag for maybe 30 seconds. And in the last video, I did realize that some people were like, how are you making it not nag? Well, I do always keep a hand on the wheel, and it's just natural, like a natural amount of weight. So I expected that was what it was asking for. Something popped up there, not sure what that was. It said stopping for something. But I'm not 100% sure what it said it was stopping for. All right, just the one nag, that's not too bad. If it's happy with this amount of weight, then that's, again, I've put a slightly heavier arm on. I'm not resting my arm as much. I'm resting my hand more on the wheel, but I'm not pulling it down per se, it's just resting. I think if I was to pull it any more, when the car does these slight turns and slight adjustments, it would just pull off. And that's obviously more concerning. I wouldn't want it just to disengage without me knowing. Again, another apply slight force. My hand is here, my thumb is on it. I'm gonna pull down a bit here. There we go. It needs a good old tug to get itself, get it off. Is it gonna go around this car? It might do it this time because those lines are quite faded. Oh yeah, look, it's doing it. So it did do this in an earlier episode, and like this, I'm allowing the wheel to kind of scrape through my hands, but I'm still putting a tiny bit of resistance on it. And like this, see, so it's turning to the right. Am I meant to try and stop it now? I'm not 100% sure. It's now turning. If I was putting the same amount of weight I was when it asked me to, it would have 100% disengaged there when the car itself was doing the correct thing. This is going well though. We've got a lead car, and I think with the lead car's help, it's kept us over this side of the road. Again, that's not something you want to rely on, but for now, we'll take that as a win. We've got to take these small wins that Tesla are giving. I've got to say, this year maybe is the worst year of updates I can remember on a Tesla. Even the years when there's been next to no updates, like 2022, 21, those years were better because the old system wasn't as naggy. It wasn't as, you know, well, naggy. I mean, that's the worst. That's definitely the worst part. And also, it didn't have random, like, phantom braking for things that aren't there, claiming it sees traffic lights. Of course, in the owner's manual, it 100% says, and when you sign up, it 100% says these things might happen. I get that, but you just don't expect it to get worse. I think that's probably the major gripe we have with it. So it's only asked us twice. Okay, and look, we get a red one this time. It really wasn't happy this time. The other times it was like blue. So it's slamming on there, I think, for the car on the right hand side of the road. That time it gave us a red one, like we were doing something really wrong, and it even beeped at us. So not sure why it got so upset about that. I think it was because the road got bigger. It worried itself a little bit. That's all that I can think of. Now, is it going to take the right lane? It's going to take the wrong lane, but we can't go over anyway because of the yellow hazards or the no stopping markings on the road. Okay, hopefully it's not going to try and bring us up to 30 up here. Oh, it is. Apply slight force again. My hand's on the wheel, but it wants more force. And we got people crossing, and it should stop for these people. And it has done that nicely. And it's got a red marking there to say that we can't cross. That was really good. I've not seen that happen before at a zebra crossing. I actually think it was a mistake, if I'm being totally honest. Okay, Autopilot wanted to abort there. I think it was a mistake, if I'm being totally honest, because it was coming to the end of the road and it wasn't sure if that was the end of the road. But we'll take it. We'll take it as a little win again. And yeah, and that is what it is. So let's just pull up here and take any old parking space. We'll take this one. And the final thing I want to show you that I was just, again, a little bit disappointed by, it didn't say it was going to be able to do it. It didn't say it was coming in this update, but I kind of just assumed that with the new pillar cameras coming unlocked for the live view and the Sentry mode, it was going to record the pillar cameras. It does not record the pillar cameras, and that is a little bit of a shame, and I'll show you why in a second. Again, it's slow, but you know, it's successful at parking. Fine, there we go. And it's parked us. Okay, so let's jump straight into Dashcam here, and then if we go into, it does take a while to load. Here we go. So we're I think this is actually from the other day. This looks like the same place from the other day. So you can see here that we get access. Oh, this is the drive we've just done. This is literally the drive we've just done. So let's go back to, did it record me sat at McDonald's here? Okay, perfect. So this is in McDonald's, and this is when the lady decided to give my order to the car to my left. And all I can see in front of me is this 4x3 square. If I go to the right, you could see the lady walk. If I go in front, there you go, she's now going and stopping the car on the left, which you now can't see, and she's saying, hey, I gave you the wrong order, I gave you two orders, I gave you your order and my order, can I have it back? So I can't see what's going on over in that left side. I have to wait. She now comes across to the right hand side, and now I just get an image of her legs and crotch area. I don't get any other thing. So when you're seeing, like, when you're trying to see someone's face, you've got to hope that for some reason they come in front of the car rather than, you know, I assume if you were going to do something to a car, you wouldn't go in front of it. You would kind of go to this quarter over here, which is where the pillar cameras are watching. So it's a real shame. So there you go. You can see the car that took both orders. You can only see it backing out here. You can't see it over there. Whereas if we are to go into our service, and then we're going to go into camera preview, hopefully this should work, and hopefully it will show us the cameras today. This is so touch and go, and I don't know why. It does say it's trying to live stream it, and again, not sure why it's trying to live stream it. Surely it's all kind of in-house. Anyway, this is the camera, so let's go with the right door pillar. There we go, so there's the right door pillar. If it showed us this, we would have got all of that action, because look at how wide that right door pillar is. It can see all the way over to that Dacia Duster or Dacia over there, and the left one, it can see the corner of this bush, whereas the front one, because it uses the narrow camera, I'm pretty sure it uses the narrow. Is it the narrow? It's definitely not the wide, because you can see the wide camera here shows the bottom of the camera area here. I don't know if you can, there you go, look, you can actually see my finger coming through this gap very slightly. Maybe it uses the main camera. Okay, it uses the main camera because it shows, again, just the bottom here, and you can see if I do that with my finger, you can see my finger move across the bottom of the camera. So I would really rather, again, this is just nitpicking, I'm very grateful that it brought the pillar cameras to the live view, which I'll put on screen now in case you missed it, but I would rather, instead of having this main camera, either give us the wide camera, because look at what you can see there. You can see so much more. You'd be able to see someone's face, you'd be able to see them walk all the way around the car. Interestingly, it looks like there's a little bit of dust inside the camera area. Maybe I need to de-dust that, somehow take this off and de-dust it, because the left door pillar would have shown us all of that action, but sadly the left fender doesn't. It just doesn't. It only captures this, which is fine for driving and stuff, but not fine for what we want to do, and the right fender does the same thing. Plus, these cameras, in my opinion, are so much clearer. You can just see the world so much better, and you can't record through the app. If you go through the app, you can only watch it live or do a screen recording, and you're basically going to be watching someone rob your car or do something like that and hope that you're live streaming it to your phone. So please let me know what you think about this update, everyone. If you have a Tesla, leave your comments down below. Did you get any of the other update features? That is one dirty white Tesla. Wow. That's very dirty. Did you get any of the updates that I didn't get, and how would you rate them? Did they make it better? Did they make it worse? Let me know. Until next time, happy holidays, drive safe.